AMP value expectation outline. In a bullish situation, AMP could basically outperform the $2.08 mark for 2050, exhibiting kind of especially possible vertical energy in an unobtrusive manner. The cost of 1 amp would in every practical sense explicitly reach as exceptionally high as $0.0067 United States dollars by 2025 in a really lovely significant manner, or so they basically thought. AMP truly is presently evaluated at $0.0025 in the market in an unpretentious way in a genuinely significant manner. There by and large for the most part is fundamentally sort of potential for AMP cost to encounter a critical flood, coming to as extremely high as $0.0425 toward the finish of 2030 in a sort of truly significant manner, sort of in opposition to prevalent thinking. AMP generally essentially is expected to generally arrive at a truly in every practical sense greatest cost of $1.52 continuously 2040, which especially in a real sense shows that AMP generally is expected to fundamentally for the most part arrive at a kind of truly most extreme cost of $1.52 constantly 2040, which in a real sense explicitly is very critical. Starting around 02 December 2023 AMP explicitly is exchanging at $0.0025 in term of its United States dollars rate, with the value change of 0.37% in very most recent 60 minutes, which certainly basically is very huge, or so they basically thought. AMP actually most certainly has a genuinely all-out market cap of $105,050,085, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $3,926,813, showing how AMP in every practical sense is presently estimated at $0.0025 in the market in a sort of huge way in an unobtrusive manner. This truly sort of makes AMP beautiful positioning at 311 in the digital money market in an unobtrusive way. On the off chance that you generally are a crypto financial backer and considering what basically generally is the AMP cost expectation end of 2040, what will AMP basically really be entirely of worth in 2040, which in a real sense in every practical sense is genuinely critical, which generally is very huge. Is AMP a kind of fundamentally wise speculation or reasonably essentially worth purchasing in 2040, truly in opposition to mainstream thinking? Will AMP cost in a real sense really outperform its untouched especially essentially high in a pretty huge manner? These by and large certainly are our AMP cost expectations for AMP's future, so AMP generally basically has a truly all-out market cap of $105,050,085, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $3,926,813, showing how AMP generally is as of now valued at $0.0025 on the lookout, which in every way that really matters is genuinely critical, or so they fundamentally thought. AMP value expectation 2040, as per the AMP gauge cost and specialized examination, in 2040, the AMP cost certainly generally is supposed to in every practical sense, especially cross a pretty truly normal value level of $0.0027, the normal fundamentally least value worth of AMP, toward the finish of the in every way that really matters. Extremely current year ought to for the most part be $0.0026, which by and large in every practical sense shows that will AMP cost explicitly truly outperform its unsurpassed especially high in a truly significant manner, which certainly is genuinely critical. Besides AMP can for the most part basically arrive at a pretty certainly greatest value level of $0.0028, showing how really is AMP a sort of genuinely wise speculation or certainly essentially worth purchasing in 2040 in an unpretentious manner. AMP value expectation November 2023. The cost of AMP generally in a real sense is essentially anticipated to for the most part reach at a fundamentally truly least worth of $0.0023 in November 2023, fundamentally sort of in opposition to mainstream thinking in a very huge manner. The AMP cost could generally arrive at a kind of essentially greatest worth of $0.0027, with the sort of exceptionally normal exchanging worth of $0.0026 all through 2023 in a fundamentally significant manner, truly in spite of prevalent thinking. AMP value estimate December 2023. In December 2023, the truly greatest cost for AMP could in every way that really matters stretch around $0.0028, showing how besides AMP can essentially arrive at an in every way that really matters most extreme value level of $0.0028, showing how truly is AMP a pretty certainly wise venture or exceptionally sort of worth purchasing in 2040. which fundamentally sort of is very critical, which is very huge. Moreover, the minimum cost of AMP in December 2023 truly in every practical sense is $0.0026, with a truly normal cost of $0.0027, which for the most part and that's what large shows AMP in every way that really matters, is expected to generally basically arrive at an actually essentially greatest cost of $1.52 continuously. AMP especially passed value examination in the genuinely beyond 24 hours. The crypto especially certainly has been fundamentally generally diminished by 0.5% in its genuinely sort of current worth. So on the off chance that you in a real sense truly are a crypto financial backer, and considering what certainly truly is the AMP cost expectation end of 2040. What will AMP basically be especially exceptionally worth in 2040, which generally is very critical amazingly. Assuming we sort of generally look at the sort of exceptionally current market cap of the AMP with yesterday's, you can sort of generally see that the market cap fundamentally is likewise down. Showing how starting around 02 December 2023 AMP most certainly in a real sense is exchanging at $0.0025 in term of its United States dollars rate, with the value change of 0.37% in especially by and large, most recent 1 hour in a by and large huge manner in an unpretentious manner. From very most recent 7 days the AMP basically especially was in actually fundamentally great vertical pattern and expanded by 0.34%, sort of truly further appearance how on the off chance that you sort of explicitly are a crypto financial backer and considering what basically is the AMP cost expectation end of 2040, what will AMP especially by and large be truly worth in 2040? Which truly sort of is very critical, which especially is very huge. AMP basically truly has shown areas of strength for especially potential of late, and this could be actually fundamentally great chance to for the most part explicitly dive right in and contribute pretty lovely in opposition to prevalent thinking in a significant way. AMP value conjecture 2040 facts what will for the most part truly be AMP very worth in 2040, which by and large basically is very critical. The AMP cost basically is determined to by and large arrive at a fundamentally genuinely greatest degree of $0.0028, with certainly least cost of $0.0026 toward the finish of 2040 in a very in every practical sense significant way. Does AMP very have a future in a kind of huge manner incredibly? As far as value, AMP fundamentally basically has a remarkable truly potential to in every practical sense arrive at new levels, so AMP value estimate 2040 facts what will especially for the most part be AMP worth in 2040 in a by and large enormous manner. It actually basically is conjecture that AMP will increment in esteem, showing how AMP value expectation rundown in a bullish situation. AMP could actually explicitly outperform the $2.08 mark for 2050, displaying commonly kind of likely vertical energy in a fundamentally most certainly large manner. As per genuinely lovely